Welcome to all. Today we will discuss about MS project, introduction to MS project. This is our first chapter. So in this presentation, I will go through what is project management and what is project and what are the tools are used in project management. Then we'll have introduction to MS project and we'll discuss about relationships. So what are the types of relationships we are using in MS project or in Primavera? Work breakdown structure, how to use work breakdown structure, how we have to make small group of activities. Then we'll discuss on how to work with MS project, and then we'll see about Primavera. So okay, let us begin. So now discuss what is project. So maybe everyone will be talking about project, different type of project they will be talking. Maybe it's a software project or it is a construction project. So project is an temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service or result. So it means it is not a permanent structure. It is not a permanent product which is manufactured in a factory. It is a temporary assumption or it is a temporary target. So with that we can create a end product. Okay. It may be a construction of a building, it may be construction of any other infrastructure, or it may be development of a new software also. So these are all comes as a project. So once this project is done, so end user is using your project. Building is used by some tenants or used by some office space. So that is a product. Building, after finishing, the building is a product. So same way software, after finishing the project, whatever we'll use as application, that is our product. So now let us see what is the difference between project and product. Project is undertaken to develop a new product. As we already discussed, product is a final production of project. The final output we can say. Project will be unique in nature. Every project will have a different set, different target. Product is repetitive. Once manufacturing is started, we'll be doing number of same product. Project is for short term, whereas product is long term. Project will be having a definite start and end date, whereas project doesn't have a start and end date. Once it is started, so it will be keep on doing till there is a demand in the market. And maybe same product will be developing into a new technologies will be adding it. So in the project, team stays for short duration, whereas in the product, team stays for long duration. So project is based on predictive analysis planning, and product is based on adaptive planning. So these are the key difference between project and product. So now let us see what is project management. So we'll talk about so much about project, then what is the how to manage. So what is project management? So it's very simple. Project management is a process controlling of the cost, development of project, planning, tracking, engineering, okay, and monitoring, time-wise monitoring. So everything comes as a project management. So what are the processes involved in the project management? One is initiation. So we'll start the project. So what are the prerequisites required for project? All these things will initiate. Planning. So throughout the project, what are things we have to do, how to complete that project, everything we should plan. Not only duration, we have to plan material, we have to plan resource, everything we have to plan. Then execution, then comes to execution. So after planning, we start working on the project to give the end result. So that is the execution will come. Then, so during the execution, we'll be monitoring all the aspects. We'll be monitoring the time, we'll be monitoring the cost, we'll be monitoring the resources requirements, availability and requirements. So many things we'll be monitoring in the project based on the nature of project and closure or completion. So once the project is completed, we'll be making all the completion reports and will be handed over to end user. If it's a construction project, we'll be handing over to end user. If it's a manufacturing product, we'll be handing over to a manufacturing company so that they can start production. So this is the complete process of our project management. So all these things, monitoring will not be an easy task. It is not able to, we cannot do manual monitoring, which are systems gone. So there are a lot of technologies are available, lot of softwares are available in the market to monitoring all the details what we have discussed. So I have listed some of the monitoring tools like MS Project, Primavera, Gantt Project, Micro Planner, Liquid Planner, Trello, Jira, so many other things also available in the market. But our focus is to discuss on the MS Project or Primavera. So these two tools are vastly used in the industry, across all the industries, and it is easy to operate also. So some companies may be having their own inbuilt software also. So let us have a small comparison between MS Project and Primavera. So MS Project is built for small to medium sized projects. Primavera is built for large scale complex projects with multiple stakeholders. MS Project can handle single project in one site. T6 can handle multiple projects. MS Project is the more user friendly with simpler interface. It will be like any other application of Microsoft, like Word, Excel. It will be looking similar only, and the operations also will be similar. Once you understand the concept, once you understand the tools, you can easily operate MS Project. Primavera is little complicated and will have a lot of technical interface. In the MS Project, WBS level activities are all same. You can give link between the activities in the WBS level only. In the Primavera, WBS created separately and activities are created separately, and then it is linked to each other. In the MS Project, we can give only one relationship between the activities. In the Primavera, we can give multiple relationships. MS Project, as I told you earlier, it is commonly used in industries like construction, IT, marketing, and product development. When it is a simple in nature, simple projects will be using it. Primavera, we are using for industries like construction, engineering, oil and gas, and large infrastructure projects. There is a complex, is more and bigger projects, and maybe some clients are maybe insisting for Primavera only. So then let us see the introduction of the MS Project. So as this is told, or by name itself we can say it is developed and sold by Microsoft. So it is designed to assist project managers in developing plans, assigning resources, tracking, progress and managing the budget. So we're using this easily, we can do all this stuff. Project, we can identify in the MS Project, we can identify critical activities and the critical part of the project. So this will help project managers to manage the resource allocation accordingly. Okay. Critical activity means what? Critical activity is an activity, if the activity got delayed The entire project will delay. The subsequent activity will delay. So when the subsequent activities will delay, it will keep on delaying, the entire project will delay. The activity is creating a path which is delaying the project, that is, we can call it as a critical path. So when you link the activities, so those are the activities which are in critical path, in the means of which are the activities are critical, those activities linked which are critical, which is at the end it is delaying the project. So that is our critical path. So MS project file format is star.mpp. You can see when you open the project. So then how to plan a project? So if you are before starting entering the detail in our MS project, so we should know how to plan a project. So first we have to define a goal, we have to develop a task, then establish the time frame, we have to check the resource availability, resource requirement, we have to, based on the productivity also we have to check. So based on the productivity, either it will be helpful for calculating the time frame, calculating the resource requirement, and then we have to organize all those things in a systematic manner. So that is what we can create a project, we can plan a project. So now let us see what is the relationship. Okay. So relationship is nothing but a link between two activities. In the MS project or Primavera, we are using 4 types of relationships, which is very important that every planner or anybody want to make a schedule should remember these 4 relationships or 4 links. So first one is start to start. Yes, yes. So means we will be doing parallel activities. One activity is started and parallelly we will start the second activity. So maybe we can say one activity is started. After 10 days of starting of this activity, we will be starting the second activity. So in that situation, we will give this link, start to start, 10 days. So after 10 days of starting one activity, we will be doing second activity. So next is start to finish. Yes, yes. So this is one type of relationship. When we'll start activity, the other activity should finish. Okay. So that is start to finish. And next is finish to start. So this is one of the important link. When we do activities serially, means one activity we'll do and then we'll do the next activity. So in that situation, we will use finish to start. And one more is finish to finish. So here same thing, parallelly we are doing 2 activities. One activity is finished. So within 5 days, the second activity should finish. Okay. In this situation, what we'll use? We'll use finish to finish relationship. So everyone, please remember all these 4 relationships: start to start, finish, start to finish, finish to start, and finish to finish. When you are doing a serial activities, one after the one activity, one after the next activity, we'll use finish to start. Otherwise, when you are doing activities parallelly, then we have to use start to start or finish to finish, or maybe you can use start to finish. So majorly we will be using start to start and finish to finish when you are doing parallel activities. This everyone has to remember to do any kind of project schedule, any kind of schedule. So let us see what is work breakdown structure. So in any project there will be thousands of activities which we cannot monitor. It is not easy to monitor when there are thousands of activities. So that time what we have to do? We have to group these activities. We have to make a small group of the activities so that we can easily monitor these groups. So that group we can say is a major deliverables or minor deliverables. So WBS is a hierarchical decomposition of a project into smaller or more manageable components. We can say it as a major milestone or minor milestone. Then activities under the minor milestones will be adding the activity. So, for example, we start with the overall project objective, then major deliverables, then further we'll break into minor deliverables, smaller or more detailed work packages. So, under that we'll be adding the activities, organized in a structured tree like a format. Okay, so that is what is our WBS. So, when you see example, I have listed some of examples of WBS. We can see it here based on the different usage. I have listed it for software how our WBS should be, and for construction purpose what are the WBS we have to use. When you do a production schedule, what are the WBS we have to use. When you are doing the event management, what are the WBS. So like this, based on the requirement, we will be dividing our WBS. We will be preparing our WBS. See, you can see the examples of construction. So level 1, project goal, work package, project planning and permit, site preparation, foundation, structural construction, then MEP work. So like this, I have divided to major deliverables. So under that, you can see the minor deliverables. So further, we can break into activities. This is how we will prepare our WBS. So when you put it in a organization in a hierarchical chart, it will be looking like this. For example, it's a commercial project. Under that, initiation, planning, execution, control, and closeout. So under that, there will be different milestones. Laying of foundation is a milestone. Is a WBS. Under that, excavation, pouring concrete. Maybe we can say it as an activity. So similarly, other activities are given like this. So this is how we have to create our WBS. So now let us see what is Gantt chart. It is a graphical representation of activities along the duration. So why it is named as Gantt chart? It's very simple. There is a person, Henry Gantt, who has created this Gantt chart first time. So that is why it is named as Gantt chart. So maybe I think around 1867 or something he has created this Gantt chart first time for his official purposes. So now it became his name. So in this, what we'll be doing, we'll be showing the time in a horizontal axis, and task or activities is listed vertically. So each task is represented in a horizontal bar, and length and position is decided on the duration, where we can see the start date and end date. So by this Gantt chart, it will be easy to identify the task sequence and what are the activities we are doing parallelly, and what are the project milestones, deadlines, all these things we can easily identify. It will be easy for representing to any of the stakeholders of a project. Maybe your own management or maybe for client management, it will be easy to represent and easy to understand for any layman. So if you see a Gantt chart, it will be looking like that. You can see left side is the task activities, activity 1, task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, and horizontally we can see the duration, Monday, Tuesday, 1, 2, 3 date. So the bar chart is created, so easily we can see what are the parallel activities and what is the sequence of activities, all these things we can easily represent it to the management. So now let us start with the MS project. So when you open MS project, it will be as similar to any of the MS applications like Word, Excel. It will open with the blank project and will open with the template. So we will start with the blank project first. So we have to create a new project. So click on blank project to start. So screen will appear like this. So in this, we have to simple we have to enter the data, how we are entering in the Excel sheet. So we can see left side is where we have to data sheet, where we have to enter the data, and right side the screen is available, visible with the duration, with the dates. So that will be our Gantt chart. So we have to start entering task name, we have to enter the duration, then we have to enter predecessor. So predecessor is nothing but our relationship, what we have discussed in the beginning, or we can see it as a link between the activities. So now let us see what is the calendar. So to start any project, we have to set the calendar, because project to project working hours will be different. Maybe uh, some projects will be working on the Saturdays, some projects will not be working on the Saturdays, maybe Sundays, or there will be a lot of holidays in the calendar month. If project is duration for 2 years, then we have to set all the whole 2 years, what all the holidays will come, those we have to account. So all these things we have to do the setting in the calendar. So when you click on the project menu, you have to click on change working time, and the screen will appear like this, where we have to correct the calendar. We have to change the calendar how it is required for our project. So after entering all the data, so our sheet will be looking like this. If you see a Gantt chart, we can see the Gantt chart at right side. Here we can see a activity which is showing in red. So this is what we are called it as critical activity. So when you see scroll down, you can see the same activity is linked to some other activity with the same red line, and same way it will go up to the bottom, up to the end of the project. So that is our critical path. So in any project there may be one or more critical paths also will be available. So let us see the resource sheet. So where we can enter all the resources required for the project. We can enter all the quantities, we can enter all the cost parameters of project, and also we can enter the required resources, manpower resource, equipment resource, all these things we have to enter it. So if you click on the resource sheet we have to open. The sheet will be looking like this, and then in this we can assign the resources, as I said, people, equipment, material, and then we can see the resource usage, day-wise usage, and we can show the graphs, and then we can do the resource leveling. So this is also one of the important aspects in any project, because the resources based on your schedule, the resources will come in a randomly. Means if I take the labor example, when you prepare a schedule, when you add the resources, it may show one day 50 people, another day 100 people, another day 200 people, another day again 60 people, like that. So, but practically we cannot arrange the manpower like this, right? So we have to have a similar resource, same quantity of resource for a duration. Say for example, at least for 1 month we should have same manpower. So then only we can manage the resource. Otherwise what will happen? We'll be preparing the schedule and practically will not be able to achieve it. So that is why we have to level the resources. So when you do this in MSP, automatically it will adjust the resource. Automatically it will level the resource so that the random resource allocation will avoid, and accordingly it will adjust the duration. So we can see the reports. So after entering all the data, resource sheet will be looking like this. Then progress tracking. So after entering all the data, then periodically we have to track the project. Means we have to check whether project is going as per schedule, or is going ahead of schedule, or it's going behind of schedule. So all these things we have to monitor as a scheduler, as a planner. You have to monitor all this. As a project manager also equally responsible to monitor this. So you have to save it as a baseline. After preparing the schedule, you have to save it as a baseline. Then you have to update the actual start and actual finish date. we have to enter percentage completion of the task, each task, and then we have to update the project. So if you update, see, we can see the baseline start and baseline finish. Then we can see actual start and actual finish. We have to enter that actual start and actual finish. Then what is the actual progress we have to update, so that we can see percentage of progress we have to update. We can see which are the activity wise, how much percentage was planned and how much percentage was achieved on the particular date when you are tracking the progress. So that day, what is the status? We can analyze it properly with it. Okay. So then come to reports. So there are different reports are available. We can generate however it is required, and we can create some customized reports also we can create. So when come to dashboards, we can see project overview, cost overview, milestone. The dashboard report is available in the report tab. Then resource report is available where we can see resource overview, resource work and over allocated resource we can check. Then cost report where we can see cash flow, cost overruns, all these things we can check. Then in progress report, in that we can see what are the critical activities, then what are task is starting lately, then what are task already dates are slipped. So all these things we can generate in our in progress report. So now see the Primavera sheet. So user interface will be looking like this, little different than MSP. When you see the chart will be looking like this after entering the resources. Then there will be two more options we'll be using: enterprise project structure and organizational breakdown structure when we are working in the multiple projects. And organizational breakdown structure is like staff which are we going to allocate to particular projects. So some different features available in MSP, some are we are listed here. So like adding activities, steps instead of adding more activities to the schedule, can give your task definition with steps, then adding roles and responsibilities to person, assigning responsibility manager to project, then resources in the shift notebook we can add, then work procedures and documents we can add, charts we can do, then expenses we can add. So all these details are additionally available in Primavera. So in the EduCadd course, we are conducting the 40 hours duration course. In that the topics are covered like introduction to MS project, then MSP, then calendars, how to set the calendar, then network analysis, how to develop schedule and make, how to plan, how to control the schedule, then how we have to define the WBS. All these things will be covering in our 40 hours duration. Constraint, how to work with the constraint, then resource sheet, what all the things I shown, the same thing will be discussing in detail. Filtering, grouping, tracking the schedule, earn value analysis, and then report generation. And also there will be a project work end of the project. So Primavera is also again a 40 hours duration. So in that also these all the topics will be covered. So introduction to Primavera, then what is EPS, OBS, and WBS, then how to create activities, then working with codes, network diagrams, rules and responsibilities, allocation of resources, okay, then budgeting, baseline, updating, tracking. So all these things will be covered in 40 hours duration of the course. So this is about our course and the basic introduction. So further it is your choice. You want to learn more in detail so that you can independently prepare a schedule in either MSP or Primavera. Decision yours. Thank you. Thank you all. So wait for the second chapter, so that we'll be updating how to create schedule and how to do the settings of calendars. Second chapter and third chapter. Thank you.